Thank you, Godfrey. Auskell Medical Center is located in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, and offers a wide range of medical services to the community. Here to tell us more is Angie Collie, owner of the Auskell Medical Center. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for being up with us dead early. I don't know if it's as early in Abaco, but it's dead early in Nassau. So thank you for being up with us.
You're welcome.
Yes, tell us, when did Auskell Medical Services get started, and tell us what services you offer?
Auskell Medical Services started in 2003. The services that we render at Auskell Medical would be laboratory. We also have doctors that we bring in from Freeport and Nassau, and that will be gynecology, dermatology, pediatrician, neurology. We also have a physical therapist that's on staff, and we have primary care and podiatry as well. We did podiatry yesterday as well. And two more doctors supposed to join us. We have ophthalmology is there. And we just started doing audiology via the internet with a doctor there in Nassau.
That's a very comprehensive list of services. You sound like a full-fledged medical hospital. You know, like other businesses and persons in Abaco, you were hit hard by Hurricane Dorian. Tell us a little about
that. Yes, we were in a two-story building downtown, and according to the seaweeds that we see on the second story, it was about 21 foot. I don't know if it was a roll wave or it was a sudden swell that came up to the second story. So everything that we had inside that building was destroyed in hurricane. Yes.
Wow, that's unfortunate. And you hear that so many times from different business owners and homeowners. But that definitely is, I can't even say that's some serious storm surge. So how did you manage to continue your operations?
After the storm, I have a 2-bedroom house, and we had about 8 persons living in here because my mother we took on because her house had burned down, and then 2 of my cousins' house was messed up during the hurricane. So we had a full house. Wow. And I started to work at this distribution center that was manned by Lydia Weatherford. And because she asked me to work for 2 weeks, I met some really nice people there. Her brother Amos Weatherford, who had some persons who he became friends with working in Man of War. And he's like, Angie, when are you going to start getting back to Auskell and whatnot? And I was saying, you know, to get back where I'm at, it's going to cost a lot of money. And then all of a sudden I went to sleep one night, and it came back to me to do it in the apartments that I had, because half the roof lifted off of the apartment, and it's in Dunderstown. It's in a higher area. So he got these Amish with the hats and with the jumpers, and they came in, was 8 of them that came over, and they said, we'll help you put your roof back on. And I said, no problem. And sure enough, in 7 days, they had put the frame back, put the roof on and everything for me. And when I got in there, I started gutting it out slowly, and then I threw out all the furnitures that were in there. And I called up my doctors, and they said they were ready to come. We also offer ultrasound. I didn't mention that as well. So they started to come back slowly back to Auskell. Auskell is the oldest in the Marsh Harbor area primary care center in Abaco at this time.
Wow, that's quite a story. You know, one about the devastation that your business went through and persons in the community, but also how you were able to find support from other persons in the community and get your operations going again at home. So tell us, how did Access Accelerator assist you in getting back on your feet with regards to business?
Access, there a lady by the name of Sharman Barnaby. I worked with her before the storm, and she had mentioned to me, she said, go ahead and because at the time I was $100,000 underinsured for the practice. And I needed, at that time, dealing with my insurance company, I needed to start. And she said, well, they're offering a $5,000 grant. Say apply. So I applied. And when I look, I got a letter and they said, what do you need? I said, well, let me start off with the exam tables. So I got 2 exam tables there at Auskell. So they helped me out with the exam table. And then later I applied again to get portable x-ray machine because the insurance did not meet exactly what I needed to start off with.
That's amazing. I'm so happy to hear that the Access Accelerator program was able to assist you. Would you recommend the Access Accelerator to others?
By all means, I would. The next thing would happen is when they gave me the second time when I went back, believe it or not, I was able to help out 2 other businesses start off because I sold into them as well,
Right.
because I saw them struggling. And so I kind of helped them get their footing so they can start their business as well. So it was a trickle down effect, helping out one another in doing so. So this went far reaching, not to Auskell, but to others that needed help as well.
And that's the true spirit of community. It's there's a ripple effect. It's like tossing a pebble into the pond. And in this case, we're looking for that positive spin-off, that positive effect. After the impact of Dorian, everyone was looking for a ray of light. And I'm so happy that between yourselves and Auskell and Access Accelerator, that we're able to get those positive ripples moving through the community. So tell us, you say that you have a fighting spirit, and that's because of your faith in your family. How does this serve you as an entrepreneur?
It serves me in the fact that Auskell Medical is named after my son and my daughter, Austin and Brickell, the first and last child. My husband and I were trying to get pregnant for 7 years. We went to a fertility doctor. He gave me all the reasons why I was unable to get pregnant, that I was born with only 1 ovary, and half of it was removed because of cysts and other complications that I had with it. But I believed in God that He is a miracle worker. Not only did I have, the doctor told me, if you get pregnant, you only have 1, but I had 2 children, a boy and a girl. And that's why I named the business after them, because I believe in miracles. My grandfather on my mother's side, he was a boat captain, and my dad was a male boat captain. And I look at my father, for instance, he couldn't swim, but yet he was a captain for 40-some years. So that same type of strength that comes from him with facing storms, face on, because between here and Nassau, all of a sudden storms used to brew up on the sea. So either he go into that storm face on, or he have to turn back. And he hardly used to turn back. If any mail boat left Waterski Dock, it would be the Deborah K. #2. That's where his faith was in God and believing God, and he never lost the ship. And so with going into business, he always used to teach me, never let the enemy see you sweat. Always give it your best shot. Even though you're not sure what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day, trust in God every step of the way. And that's what I did. And that fighting spirit, I do not have a spirit that believes in giving up. I believe in pushing on, even though you're on the ground. Get to your knees, get to your feet, and stand up for another day.
I love those words. Definitely a story of resilience, of strength, family, and faith. And, you know, we're so happy to have you here on Bahamas at Sunrise to tell your story, not only your personal growth, the journey of your business, how your community has been developing, and of course, how the Access Accelerator helped you along the way. I'm not going to stop thinking about your dad on that boat. Definitely a brave man. So I'd like to thank you this morning, Angie Collie, owner of Auskell Medical Center in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, talking to us about the Access Accelerator program and rebuilding community there in Marsh Harbor. Thank you for joining us this morning, Angie.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me.
Yes, thanks for being here. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.